Hello, men, and welcome to the Masculinism Movement channel, place for men to be men and to talk about masculinity and men's issues. I'm your host, Brian Krall, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about religion. You see, human beings have this need to know things, a need for answers, some meaning to give life, some backstory that explains things in a way we can understand and helps make sense of this great mystery. And to fill that void of unknowing and give us the answers and meaning we need, smarter human beings invented religion and its mythos. Religion has thus been one of the greatest vehicles for cultural programming and social conditioning, if not the biggest. Over the last couple thousands of years, if you were born into most cultures around the world, chances are that your country would be a Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, Hindu, or other religious nation. That means you would be born into a family that would instruct you from an early age on the tenets of their religiosity. They would even inform you that you were to identify with being a member of this religion, that you were born a Christian, Muslim, or whatever it may be. You wouldn't even be given a chance to learn about different philosophies and doctrines and to choose what you believed in and wished to identify with spiritually. No, you would be told what to think, what to believe, and what to identify as. You can ask people how they chose their religion, and they would say, "I was born it," indicating that it was not, in fact, a conscious intellectual decision. This religion would inform you as to what is right and what is wrong according to how it wished people to behave in that society. And this religion would have you believe that there was an all-powerful, all-knowing, yet invisible being watching over your every move, even surveilling your every thought to make sure that it was moral. And that any immorality, aka sin, would be punished harshly by this supreme being called God, either in this life or the next, or both. In many cultures, people were punished harshly for disobeying or even disagreeing with the moral law of the church. One thing that every religion has in common is the institution of marriage. Religions invented this thing, this system, this way of life, which said that a man and a woman who wished to be partners and have a family should first, before consummating their union and attempting to have children, make vows to each other about their commitment with a priest as their witness. And this should legally bind them together for life. Religion then, of course, made it a sin to have sex before doing this. Otherwise, no one would bother doing it. I mean, why go through all of this officiating procedure if you can just do as nature intended and just couple up and start having sex and raising families just like man has done since time immemorial and has always worked for us? But you see, religion needed some reliable ways to control people, and they knew that there are two main ways of doing so, which are fear and sexuality. They knew that by putting the fear of God into people about any bad actions called sins, they could control them. And then they knew that by extending this control to their sexuality and controlling that, they could become powerful. So no sex before marriage became religious law, and having sex before marriage became a forbidden taboo. Marriages, of course, cost a lot of money and became very profitable to the church and the government too. Are you sure to take your daily dose of red pills consistently so that you can stay out of the matrix? The red pill is a medicine that only works if you take it in the right dosage and never miss a dose. One missed dose of red pills can mean turning back into a blue-pilled limp dick simp under the sharp heel of the evil feminist matriarchy. So make sure you are subscribed and that your subscription is set to all so that you never have to miss one of your daily doses of the red pill, because I'm releasing hot new red pill content every single fucking day just to make sure you don't have to. So make sure you will actually get notified when they are released, because you know that YouTube doesn't want to show you things that don't align with its liberal leftist feminazi agenda, and it shadow bans content creators like me who use free speech to speak out against these politics and stand up for the rights of the oppressed masses of men like you and me. And if you want to help me keep fighting the good fight, please donate using the PayPal link below so that I can keep this work alive, because I simply cannot do it without the support of viewers like you. And be sure to spread these messages and share these videos with any other men you know who could use a nice big dose of red pills. But religion wasn't just extorting people by taking control of their right to have sex and then selling it back to them. They also provided some services. For one thing, they helped structure society as a patriarchy. They used their control of people to create sociological structure that would be sustainable. They made God a male figure and had everyone refer to it as a he. And they made men the head of the household, and society was run by men. But to be honest here, this was not just about empowering men, but also providing for women. You see, the patriarchy was actually very gynocentric. It had a balance between allowing men to be the dominant gender, but controlling them and using their power and resources to provide for and protect women. Religious authorities saw that women needed to be protected and cared for, so they used their influence over family structure and life to ensure that this was done. They not only influenced people in how to have sex and become an official couple, but how to structure their family and many aspects of how to live their life according to God's word. They also helped sustain and preserve family structure. If a man was working himself too hard and it was making him suffer and become irritable, and his wife wasn't being supportive of his needs enough, so he started lashing out at her, maybe even going out drinking after work instead of coming home, maybe even drunkenly fucking a prostitute one night, and the marriage was falling apart, what would the couple do? Well, one or both of them would speak to their priest about their problems, and he would counsel them and bring the man back into the right path and influence him to stop drinking and start coming home after work to be with his wife, and counsel her on being supportive of his sobriety and being a caring partner, and make sure that their marriage was going to work. Marriage was supposed to be a lifelong commitment after all, and it was the church's role to help support that bond. Divorces were rare and only allowed in severe cases, like if in this scenario the husband was coming home and beating his wife and wouldn't stop fucking whores, and the priest counseled them about it, but nothing good came of it, and things kept getting worse and worse over a long period of time, then a divorce would be allowed. But if anyone went to a judge for a divorce and didn't give a very good reason for wanting one like that, their request would be declined. The judge would say, have you gotten counseling on this issue? Have you talked to the priest that married you or any other type of relationship therapist? No? Okay, well, do that for at least 6 months to a year, and then if it still doesn't work out, then you can come back and ask for a divorce again. So, while religion may have put the fear of God into people and controlled their sexuality for profit and power, and these things were not good, religion did do some things for the greater good of society, which is why it was kept in power for so long. But of course, institutions like religion and marriage that are built on lies, manipulations, and control are bound to collapse sooner or later. Men and women eventually got tired of being told what to do under threat of some supernatural entity that they could never really experience the existence of until after they die, if then. So, feminism came around and fought for the social and sexual freedom and empowerment of women and defeated the religious control and even the patriarchy. They liberated themselves from the patriarchal society and created a matriarchy with a new religious cult of goddess worship, in which there is no need for morality because the female is always right and the male is always wrong. Or at least there isn't really hardly much marriage or sex anymore. Woman is God and makes sure everyone can see and hear her, and man is the invisible being who no one knows until he has died. Feminism uses the same social conditioning and cultural/religious programming and has accomplished the same level of power and influence over us as Orthodox religion. And its reach is spreading. First, it has taken over Christianity. Next, it will take over all other major religions. Feminists seem to have a real hard-on for Islam lately. And Unlike the patriarchy, which was gynocentric, the matriarchy and its cult of feminism are not phallocentric. It is a man-hating cult and wants us men to become its human sacrifices on the fires of its angry goddesses. And the punishment for the sin of disobedience and even disagreeing with the narratives of the new amoral law of the cult of feminism is quite severe. Okay, we're talking about deplatforming, censorship, campaigning against you. So either bow down to your new goddess and her superpowers, or prepare yourselves for a rebellion, men, and join with me in the cause of masculinism to fight the good fight against feminism and the evil cult of goddess worshipping whores.
That concludes this video. Thanks for listening. I hope I mansplained that good enough for you. If you like what you heard, please click the like button. And if you feel you gained some value from this video and would like to give some back, please do so with the PayPal link below, because your support helps fund me doing this work and fight the good fight for men like you. If you are ready to take the red pill and wake up from the matrix and the matriarchy controlling it and learn everything you need to know about female on male sexism, get your copy of my newly released book called Misandry Exposed, on sale now for a special price that won't last long. So check it out by clicking the link below. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, men, because no woman out there is going to.